As the self-proclaimed best Magic, who is top 10 in the Magic leaderboards overall, only because I haven't played on my account, I believe I should do my due diligence and teach you guys the real Magic guide. My Russian queen, Ilyana Rasputin. Yeah! Now, first of all, I want to get through the basics of Magik's kit. I'm not just going to teach you the basics here. I want to go over how to utilize each of these for maximum damage, and then we'll get into combos, situational awareness, and how to play her. Magik's first ability, and arguably the most important one, is her basic attack. When attacking as Magik, it's extremely important to hold down the button unless you have cooldowns up. With the basic attack, you should always be chaining in melees after each basic attack to maximize damage output. Out of any character, Magik's melee probably has the most use. Magik's second ability, her Magic Slash, is where she charges up an attack by holding it down. This ability is amazing for combos and resets, and you can either fully charge it for an engage or use it quickly for resets on her melees. Her next ability, which is the most important one, is Stepping Discs / Portals. It's where Magik can enter a portal during this animation, where you have immunity frames right after you're inside of the portal. Not during when you walk in the portal, you can still take damage, but after you're inside of the portal, you are immune to damage for like 0.5 seconds. And this immunity is OP. It's how you have so much survivability, and on top of that, you have her passive, which gives her shield every time she does damage, and that stacks with the immunity, making her practically immortal if you play properly. After you use your portal, there's two abilities you can do. Number one is the demons, and number two is a swirl. The demons are really good for holding down a choke point or for dealing a significant amount of damage where a target has to walk backwards, and the swirl is a really good engagement tool. Lastly but not least, she has this amazing ability called an uppercut, which is so strong as an engagement and an exit. You can use it both ways. You can either use it to get into a fight or get out of a fight really fast. It covers a lot of distance and it takes no time at all. A thing I see a lot of people saying about Magik's dash is it's really hard to hit, and that's just not true. The only way you're missing this dash is if you're aiming to the left of the person. Look at this clip here. I'm aiming to the right and I hit them every time, and I aim to the left and I miss. The reason that that's the case is because in third person, when you aim more to the right, your character is moved to the left, so it will always hit when you aim to the right. Combining all of these abilities is what makes Magik so incredibly strong. I mean, look at these two clips. I'm literally blocking Magneto's ult and I'm killing him out of it just because of how strong Magik is. So let's get into the next part of Magik. Magik's ult has to be one of, if not the best ultimates in the game, period. If used properly, all of Magik's abilities after popping her ultimate are reset, so she could go to a corner, use it, then portal out, swirl, uppercut, and fucking kill the whole enemy team. If you use Magik's charge attack in her ultimate form and her uppercut, she can literally one-shot any character. Any support in their ultimate can be one-shot. Albeit this combo is extremely hard to pull off, but if you pull it off, it feels so satisfying. If you're really good with Magik, you can get extremely consistent with it. In Magik's ultimate form, Dark Child, all of her abilities come back so much faster. Her swirl does way more damage. Her regular attacks deal way more damage, so you do not want to melee when you're in your ultimate form with Magik. Especially when it comes to Magik, you want to always hit the uppercut while you're in the swirl animation, which is something you need to do because you will literally one-shot supports. You can't one-shot them out of your ult if you do the swirl and the uppercut, but if you do the charge attack and the uppercut, you can. When you use this ultimate, you need to stay in that fight as long as possible. You are dealing AoE damage, and remember, Magik's passive gives her shield whenever she does damage, so you are getting tons and tons of shield to stay in the fight as long as possible and just decimate the enemy team with her ultimate. This is why it's so important to target those supports first, regardless of whether you're ulting or not, but in your ult, you literally one-shot those fuckers. So, full dive! Before we get into the next segment, I just wanted to remind you guys, please like and subscribe. Please. These videos take like 12 hours. Please. Thank you. There's 99 98% of you aren't subbed or like, thank you. Also, if the video gets over 100 likes, I'm going to do a Bucky guide. I was also a top 10 Bucky. I'll do a Bucky guide too. Alright, back to the video. Combo time, baby! Yeah! Magik has so many fun, simple combos to pull off that all stem from her melee and the synergy between the other abilities. It is so satisfying. And I'm about to go through some of these sexy, beautiful combos. The first combo is Portal Swirl Dash Uppercut Basic Attack Melee for a guaranteed squishy kill. It is a great engage combo, but I do not recommend it unless you absolutely are sure you're going to hit your target or you're fighting an aerial target. You have no dash to escape, so if you miss, you're kind of just fucked. By the way, this is one of my former teammates. Get fucked, Cairo. Next up, I like to call the 1-2-3 combo. Essentially, you come out of a corner with your fully charged attack, you throw it out, and then you do an uppercut and just do a basic attack. If needed, you could also throw in a melee after, but it usually will instant kill. It's a great way to surprise supports and just one-shot them without them even looking at you. The next combo is probably one of the most useful. It's called Portal Put Down Your Demons Attack Melee Uppercut. And it will literally kill targets extremely fast, way faster than the 1-2-3 combo, and it is really, really good to use when you are fighting supports in groups, so you can AoE hit all of them at the same time and do repeated damage while maximizing your demons. Next up is Basic Attack Melee, quickly throw out an uncharged attack, attack melee again. This is really, really good when you have demons on it and great for killing tanks. Again, all of these combos, except for the engaged ones, revolve around you weaving in melees after each ability. It's not like you have to know them. You get really good with most of these anyway with enough time and practice. Muscle memory will tell you which one to do and when. Magik is an extremely heavy dive/brawl character who has an extremely strong presence in the enemy team's backline and an extremely strong presence in the front line when you're fighting with your tanks. She uses her passive to gain shield off of all of her attacks, which makes her a sort of mini tank dive hybrid that can move extremely fast across the field and has iframes, which makes her one of the best like berserker type style characters in the entire game. Now this all sounds real fine and dandy, but what do you do when you run into anti-dive like Emma, Thing, Namor, Bucky? The absolute best way to deal with those characters is to bait out their utilities before going in. This also goes for when you're fighting supports. Let's say you're fighting a Loki and you know when you go in, Loki has agreed to full heal himself and everyone else. So it's a good idea to not fully engage, only use like one of your portals and your demons. Try and force him out, get him low, and then maybe go back in with your uppercut and making sure you secure the kill on Loki or Cloak when she has no bubble or fade. Always look for those util, and after they have no fade, no bubble, and Emma has no diamond, Thing has no earthbound, it's extremely important to bait them out, and then you have free reign in their backline, and they are going to get rolled. Calm that with your team. It's very important that when you bait out those util, you say that out loud. You see in all these clips, my mic is moving. That's because I am calming to my teammates and telling them that they have none of these important abilities that will keep them alive, so we can push in and fuck them in the ass. If you want to bait out their utility, you have to play in the walls, abusing your third person to look around and charging your throw right before going in. Always try and cycle those abilities around each other. Make it so you're an absolute bitch to kill for the enemy team, even if they have anti-dive. These characters that seem like they fully counter you don't do jack shit when they have none of those abilities. Like if Emma's got no diamond, you can uppercut her, you can hit her with all the soft CCs, fully destroy her with your demons. Same thing goes with Thing. He's just a big fat target, so you can easily land your dashes on him, especially after the supports are dead. It's light work. Another thing that is extremely important to mention is Magik's sustainability. I mean, look at this fight right here. I have 0% of my ult charge because I used it before the fight, but during this fight, I see that both supports have their ults popped, so I take advantage of this immortality and farm my ultimate back as quickly as I can in the exact same fight. And look at that, after less than 30 seconds later, I get my ult. Magik is one of the best brawlers in the game because of this and her passive stacking, so you always need to be in those brawls. The only time I really don't recommend running this character is if they have like triple aerial, Iron Man, Johnny, Storm. Otherwise, I feel like she's pretty free reign. You can play around Namor turrets, you can play around Gamma, you can play around pretty much everything if you get good enough with the character. She is so strong and so goated. I just love my girl Magik. that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see that Bucky guide, smash a like or subscribe, and I will see all of you guys in the next one. Feel free to comment any suggestions for future guides or other stuff that I could do in the future. I'm currently streaming a challenge where I'm speedrunning to top 500 on my Twitch, so if you want to come take a look at that, there are links in the top left corner and in the description. Bye!